free app, Reality Check Live at the App Store, Reality Check Live, the app at the App Store. Now, I'm not going to waste any more time for our fabulous guest. He has become a friend to public radio, a friend to the people of Los Angeles over many years. Originally was mayor and city councilman for the city of West Hollywood, and is now the assessor for the county of Los Angeles. Many of us aren't sure, now, what is the assessor? Do we think maybe it has to do with taxes, but it actually doesn't. And he also has some ways for us to save money on the costs of just dealing with the county. And you don't often find people in government saying, you know, you could save money, you could do this works better. This is the great gift. And that's generous of you, by the way, because most people don't want to, give us those secrets, Jeffrey Prang. We want to welcome you to Reality Chef, whatever the name of the show is.
Thank you, Cary. Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Good to have you here. So tell us, what does the assessor do?
So let me tell you, first of all, what I am not.
Yes, you're
not.
I am
not the tax collector.
Yay.
I am not the tax assessor. My job is part of the property tax chain, but our job is limited. The people who work for me are real estate appraisers, and our job is to establish the value, the market value of all taxable property in LA County. That includes real estate, such as buildings and land, but also business property, such as furniture, equipment, and machinery. We establish the value. The auditor controller establishes your tax rates. The treasurer tax collector, notice his title is tax collector.
Right.
He
Poor
collects.
guy.
He collects the taxes.
Yeah.
So we're a part of that. We're part of those operations, but I'm not the guy that you write your check to.
You're the guy actually who can help us. Let's say if you're a first-time home buyer, and in LA it's not cheap, but you do symposiums, and one of the things you're going to do is help people understand if they're a nonprofit, or also how not to be foreclosed.
So there's a lot of things that we do to, our main job is to assess value for property tax purposes. Property taxes, as you know, pay for vital services that we all rely on.
Right.
Police, fire, libraries, roads, public health, things that we all depend on.
Yeah.
But part of my office responsibilities are also to manage a number of voter adopted programs to help people save money on their taxes. Programs that will help homeowners, seniors, the disabled, and veterans. If you own your own home and that is your principal residence, you qualify automatically for the homeowners exemption. And there's about 400,000 homeowners in LA County who don't file for this exemption. You only have to file once. It's a simple form you can get online at my website, and you'll save $70 a year on your taxes.
So let's understand what an exemption is. That means that you don't have to do something that you don't want to do.
You're exempt from paying taxes within the parameters of that program.
Wow.
So a homeowner's exemption means if you own your home, you are exempt will reduce your assessed value by $7,000 for tax purposes.
Oh my gosh.
If you are a senior citizen and you've been living in your home for a long time and you want to move, you are able to move to a home of equal or lesser value and take your low property tax base with you. So if you bought your home in 1980 and you want to move, you could take your 1980 tax base with you to your new home.
Wow.
Or you could, and one other thing, that if you're a senior and you want to give your property to your children, but you're worried that their property taxes will go up when it's reassessed, you can give your property to your children without having it being reassessed. So they get to adopt your lower tax rate.
Jeffrey Prang with us. He is the assessor for the county of Los Angeles. As you can see, you're learning lots of new secrets. We have millions of people living in LA. We just discovered that about 500,000 people don't know that they can save huge amounts of money on their property taxes simply because it's not that it was kept a secret, but you're the first one to show us what the laws say and how this can benefit the public.
Well, there's a couple reasons behind this. You may recall that my predecessor had a little drama associated with him. He's under indictment for corruption. The people didn't know a lot about the assessor's office, which I think impacts transparency and accountability.
Right.
So I put a heavy emphasis on trying to let people know what we do, how we can be of service. We created the first ever public affairs unit within the office, whose whole job is to help people navigate the very complicated property tax system, to help them take advantage of these property tax savings. And so that's why more people are hearing about it more, is because we're working harder to get the word out.
Well, this is great. I would love to see other departments. They may model themselves after you because this clearly is a success model.
My staff will tell you that everything that we do, I always talk about developing it in such a way that it creates a template that we can share with other government agencies. We want to use apply best standards and best practices so that whoever succeeds me, or maybe another elected official or department, might want to use our approach.
What tips can we learn as we talk to Jeffrey Prang, the assessor of the County of Los Angeles, America's second largest city? So he's in many ways sort of a metaphor for maybe the city you live in and maybe better practices, how they could
Keep
work.
in mind that I don't only represent Los Angeles. I represent all 88 cities of LA County, about almost 11 million residents, of which LA is about 4 million. So I represent the largest public assessment agency in the United States with 1,400 employees, a budget of about $200 million, and I'm responsible for assessing the value of 2.5 million parcels of property per year.
That must keep you fairly busy.
I am busy, but I have a lot of other people who help me. So
For sure. So, you know, some people are dealing with potential foreclosures, and I know that's coming up on one of your symposiums. What can they know about that?
So the foreclosures is not really a function that's under my department.
Yeah.
We will reassign ownership to property based on the outcome. But these symposiums that we're putting together, these workshops, what I try to do is bring in those departments that are related or adjacent, that are part of the chain of homeownership or foreclosure, and have them all there so that people could get answers to the questions, pose different scenarios, and have all the people who have that knowledge in the room at the same time.
Cary Harrison with you. This is Reality Check Live, realitychecklive.org. You can also follow us on any social media at RealityCheckLV, LV for live. Also, you can download our free app from the App Store, cleverly called Reality Check Live. You can hear this show and every other show we've done and more. You could tell I'm a fan of our assessor, Jeffrey Prang, because anytime a high-level government official, or whatever we want to call them, wants to come and be transparent, this should be celebrated. This should be noted. This should be honored. So I'm just thrilled that you're doing this for us, for the 11, 12 million people that are here. Our signal breaks through windshields during rush hour, where half of them are on the freeway, and they're going to get to meet you for the first time because you're making yourself available. How do they get in touch with you if they need to?
So you can call our office at 213-974-3101. You can go to our website. We have an incredibly informative website, which is assessor.lacounty.gov.
Cool. And what's in store for you? Because you're opening things up. You're creating the sunlight, which is all that anybody ever asks for. You obviously are looking even farther ahead. Can you share with us what some of that vision might be?
My department is a public service agency, and we are the foundation for providing all government services. It's my goal to make us as efficient as possible for our employees and for members of the public. My job is to make sure everything that needs to be assessed properly is. If I do that, then we will have the maximum amount of revenues available to pay for the vital services that we all depend on. So I'm upgrading our technology, about a $100 million technology upgrade project. We are trying to find a way to deal with inefficiencies in assessment appeals, to get people resolution to their disputes faster and more equitably. And of course, we're trying to help people take advantage of those programs that will help them save money on their property taxes.
We have a tweet here, Jeffrey Prang, who is our LA County assessor, assessing over 80 cities, some 11 million, maybe almost 12 million people, wanting to know, are you elected or appointed? How does that work?
I am elected. There are 3 county officials that are elected countywide. Everybody knows the other 2. It's the sheriff and the district attorney.
Right.
I'm the lesser known one, but I'm trying to change that one.
Well, this is great. I want to thank you for coming in. Thank you for helping us understand how this all works, and also giving people a discount in many ways, or knowing that it is available.
I am not my job is not to be a revenuer per se. So I want to make sure people are paying what's fair, what's accurate. If you have issues, your disputes, we're happy to grab you by the hand and walk you through the process and make sure you get the best deal that you're entitled to under the law.
Wow! Imagine if other cities did that. This is great. So you're setting a model in a time when we all want better government, and I knew you when you were in the City Council of West Hollywood and the mayor, and you were doing that then. So I'm glad you're doing it in a much bigger way now, you're one of those guys who says what he's going to do and you actually do it. So it just goes to show it's not all rack and ruin, despite what you might think is going on in Washington, D.C., and you're probably not too crazy if you think something or other, but there is good government, and there are people that really want to be of service to the rest of us, and that's exactly what the founding daddies had in mind, and I appreciate you, Jeffrey Prang, and thanks for assessing.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
my
you for having
friend.
me on.
We will see you again.
Look forward to it.
All right,
That's
my
great.
friend. Harrison with you. This is Reality Check Live. You can follow us anytime at realitychecklive.org. You can also follow us on social media at RealityCheckLV, and make sure you download our free app at the App Store, Reality Check Live.